Honourable Pio Tikoduadua alleged in Parliament this afternoon that he was assaulted by the Honourable Prime Minister. He said in Parliament, and I quote, "Honourable Speaker, I just want to bring to the attention of the House, I've just been physically assaulted in the Parliament premises by the Honourable Prime Minister. He swore at me, broke my glasses, he insulted me and he threatened me. Like any member of this House, I'm informing you, Honourable Speaker, and I want it recorded in this House. Thank you, Honourable Speaker," unquote. The Honourable Speaker in response said, and I quote, "Honourable Member, that's got nothing to do with what's going on at the moment," unquote. And then, of course, we proceeded with the questions. Following a few minutes later, despite the Honourable Speaker's ruling, Honourable Biman Prasad stood up and said, and I quote, "Point of order, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, I still beg your indulgence. I think what we have just heard from Honourable Pio Tikoduadua, I think this Parliament needs to be disrupted. We need to listen to Honourable Tikoduadua. He's been assaulted by the Prime Minister of this country. We have certain decorum in this Parliament, in the premises of Parliament, and just yesterday we condemned violence, and here the Prime Minister of our country assaulting a Member of Parliament in the Parliament premises. He has been assaulted, Mr. Speaker. He has lost his glasses. We have witnesses, Mr. Speaker. I beg you to say something with respect to what has just happened, and I ask every member of this Parliament to condemn the action of the Prime Minister in assaulting an Honourable Member of Parliament," unquote. To which the Honourable Speaker responded, "Order, order, I've heard what you've said. I made the ruling before that we're dealing with this agenda item, and we will continue to deal with this agenda item," unquote. Soon after that, all three members of NFP walked out of Parliament. Before Parliament was adjourned today, the Honourable Speaker said this, and I quote, "Honourable members, as you have noticed, a point of order was raised by the Honourable Pio Tikoduadua, and then later the leader of the National Federation Party raised another point of order. I had already made my ruling. Now the rulings of the Speaker are based on what he sees and what he hears. You would have noticed that when the debate is going on, I'm leaning forward trying to hear what you're saying. I cannot make a ruling if I haven't got, and it's inaudible, and I cannot make a ruling if I haven't witnessed anything. That is why the normal procedures should happen, that the Honourable Pio Tikoduadua put in a report to whatever authorities he thinks the report should go to. That's the normal practice," unquote. Following that, all the members of Parliament, apart from, and I have to make this comment, all the members of Parliament, apart from Honourable Tambua and Honourable Tikoduadua, were inside the chambers when the alleged incident took place. That's factually correct. Whoever was present this morning. After the three NFP members had walked out, we understand Honourable Tikoduadua subsequently gave an interview to the media, and so did Honourable Tambua and Honourable Biman Prasad. Honourable Tikoduadua issued a press statement in which he said he would report the matter to the police. In the statement, he also said that he would write to the Honourable Speaker about the alleged incident. We are not aware if he has done so, nor are we aware of the contents of the letter, if any. Ladies and gentlemen, given that the matter has already been reported to the police, that we know, and we have already heard other witness accounts that conflict with Honourable Tikoduadua's claim, we will let due process take its course. It is, of course, and would be highly improper that a complainant and the media also act as judge and jury and arrive at a conclusion even before any police investigation is completed. The difference between this incident and the motion before Parliament on Honourable Bulitavu is that, in this case, there are only allegations and facts that are in dispute, whereas against Honourable Bulitavu, there was no factual dispute. He never denied his actions and in fact defended them. The motion brought in Parliament was to condemn his behaviour on the basis that the philosophy, the idea and the social impact of his comments were unacceptable of a parliamentarian and therefore needed to be condemned. The comments by Honourable Pio Tikoduadua in Parliament regarding the Honourable Prime Minister's family is highly unfitting of a Member of Parliament. When the motion on condemning Honourable Bulitavu's racist and sexist comments, which rationalized gender violence, was moved, We did so on the basis that it was morally and ethically wrong for a leader, a member of parliament, to do so. At no stage did we comment on anybody's family or what happened in the homes of any of the opposition members of parliament, despite knowing that certain individual members of the opposition having or have had personal challenges in these areas. The argument that a person cannot condemn a behavior because you know or are related to someone who may have allegedly engaged in that behavior is ridiculous. The motion yesterday was about the members of parliament taking a high moral ground and sending a message that, as leaders, we will not condone racism, sexism, and violence. Indeed, yesterday, we maintained that expected decorum and expected behavior. We maintained that. Unfortunately, Honorable Pio Tikoduadua did not today when he referred to the subject matter of yesterday. It is also disingenuous of Honorable Prasad to say that when Honorable Tikoduadua referred to home, he was speaking about government or parliament. This is a rather slimy and desperate attempt to justify unacceptable behavior. This is clearly a pointed attack on the Prime Minister's family in a gross breach of decorum, setting an ugly precedent for bringing wives, mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, daughters, sons and grandchildren who have not been elected and not chosen a public life into the spotlight of parliamentary debate. This should be off limits. As far as the incident is concerned, the Honourable Prime Minister has already visited the Honourable Speaker and spoken to him about the matter. So as far as we are concerned, the matter relating to the alleged incident is with the police and the Honourable Speaker of Parliament, and those two independent bodies will deal with the matters through their own mechanisms. Thank you.